Uh, Hi all, how are you? So let's start with our next tutorial. Previously, we have done the effects of the exhaust system. It was working fine. Yeah, so it is working great. So today, first thing I will just lower down my volume of the Unreal Editor so you can hear me properly. Next thing is today we will do the tire trailing. So it will be connected to the Niagara. So what I will do under the FX folder, I will put this whole system inside the Niagara, uh, inside the exhaust exhaust system. Okay, so it's just I'm just moving this stuff, and now here I will create a new folder called wheel trail. uh, Under this I will create two folders. First is texture, next is materials, and okay, so for the wheel trail, first we need texture. I have already created the texture. You can see it here. If I will provide the link in the description. So I will just put this texture under the texture folder. Great. I will just right click, create a material from this texture. So standard convention for this is m underscore. So it's trail marks. I will just tire mark or wheel marks. T wheel trail, and I will just rename it as wheel trail. So the next thing is I will put this material under the materials folder. Okay. So till now I haven't done anything. I just have created the folders. Okay, and I have just put the textures and created the material. So open the material. First I will disconnect this, and I because we want some skid marks below the tire wheels. So I will just turn my blend mode to translucent, and I will just change the alpha. Like I will connect the alpha to the opacity. So if you will look here carefully, so you are getting this texture. It is looking great. So I will just connect this because I want the black color, not the white one. So I will just this will work. Just close this. So our material is ready. Now what we will do, we will just go under the wheel trail. Just right click, FX diameter, and I just want to start the fresh one. So I will just click over the empty. Just finish. So I will name it as NE, and NE stand for Niagara, and the wheel trail. Press enter, press enter, and this is good. So I haven't put anything here, so this is pure empty. So what I will do, I will just delete the sprite renderer because it will be a ribbon. So next thing is I don't want to use the initialize particle. I'm just deleting the modules for now. Okay, next is okay. So first we want the ribbon renderer. So we have just added it. Under the particle update, I will just put the ribbon. No, uh, under the particle spawn. Sorry, a ribbon, initialize ribbon. So we will use this property for the life and the ribbon width. Okay, I want the life to be 5 or 10 maybe, but I will just go for 10 for now. I will keep the ribbon width 5, or I can turn it to 10. You can keep the default also, it will work. The next thing is ribbon render. Here we have to connect our material which we have created. I will just m underscore wheel trail. So this is good. We have connected everything. but we don't have anything here yet because we are not spawning them. So under the emitter spawn, I will like spawn rate. Okay, so for spawn rate, uh, just click over this. Okay, so it will be under the emitter update. So under the spawn rate, I will just put 10. It is just the default one, because this looks good and I have tested the 10. You can also increase it, it will also work. So okay, so to visualize anything, the thing is a ribbon renderer only works if we do have the velocity, or the any movement in our character, but we don't have it here. So what I will do, I will just in particle spawn, I will just create add velocity. Go for the solver force and velocity, just fix issue, and I will just test it over the z. This is just for the testing. So let's see if we do have, but it is very slow. Okay, if we will increase the intensity, see, it is all working. So we have basic setup in our place, so we are good to go. But we don't need the velocity because as our wheel, when our wheel will move, it will also have the kinetic energy. So I have deleted the wheel, sorry, the velocity. Just click save and we are good to go. To test if it is working fine or not, just right click, create the Niagara system, just rename it as nm, the Niagara system underscore wheel trail. Just spawn it and let's check if it is working. Try to move it. See, it is working. So just delete it and it is ready to go to our car. So first of all, we will open our character BP. So in our existing one, we do have the two Niagara systems already in place, which are for the exhaust system, right? In we did this in the previous tutorial. Now I will put the four Niagara's component at each wheel, because when I will click over the handbrake, the previous brake applies. They don't affect the front wheel, so these two will leave the skid mark. When I press the back key, these four stops. So we do need the four Niagara system. So just open the Visual Studio like we have did before. Okay. Okay, yes, but before that, like in previous tutorial, we have created the sockets in our mesh, so we will do the same for this one also. So we do need the four sockets, but for before that I will just turn off the environment because I just don't like it. uh, okay, maybe, or I can just turn it black. Okay, so what I will do, I will just create the right four sockets. Just right click and add four sockets. And do remember that the parent is the root, not the wheel. We can also do with the wheel, like I can right click and the add socket and keep the wheels at the as the parent. But the problem is when our car moves, these four bones will rotate, so anything below this will also rotate, and we want these four sockets as our static. So that is why we are parenting the root bone. Okay, so I will just rename it the RR ground. I will just copy the ground word. This one the or rear right, rear left underscore ground. Yes, front right and underscore ground, the front left ground. So I have created the four, but we haven't placed them properly, so we will do that. Just go to the left or the right, both will work, and I will just choose the front one, and I will like praise them. You don't have to be like super precise. So like some approximation will work. This is for the front. Now we will touch the rear one, the rear left. RL stand for rear left, and we will do the same for rear right. We will do the same from back side. So just click over the back. This is the right one as rear right, uh, rear left, front right, and the front left. Do remember that you are making these changes under the skeleton. So you need to save the skeleton. So just click on the skeleton and click save, and these changes will save. Okay, so we are done with the changes. Now what we will do, we will create the Niagara system, the Niagara component, sorry, the four Niagara component, and we will connect with these sockets. Okay, so let's start. I will just make four components first, as we have did previously. I will just copy the whole thing, and I will copy two times. Yep, so it is ns rr underscore trail, and this is rear right, rear left, front right, front left. So we so this is for the trail system, wheel trail system. Okay, so we have created the four components, but we haven't initialized them, right? So we will go to our constructor, and we will do the same initialization which we have done previously. So I will just copy paste them and two times, and I will do the same with these also, like the previous tutorial. First I will copy the name, and I will give the same name here, the component name, so I didn't get confused. Okay, and now the third one. Okay, now the fourth one. Okay, we are done. But the next thing is we have connected these Niagara components with the mesh, but we have put the socket name differently. So we will put the same socket name which we have created. For the rear right, we will just rear right ground. For the rear left, we will just put the rear left ground. These spelling must be correct, so you have to keep this in mind. For the front right, front left. Okay, so we do have everything in place. So if we will try to move our car, it should work. So let's compile it. I think I have put the comments everywhere. Yep. Yes. Let me put this initializing drill Niagara system. Okay. Just go for compile. In the meantime, I will just make the condition. So when we want to activate these and when we don't want to activate this, like by default they will be activated like the auto activate. So we don't want that. I want this to be on when we press the brake button, like here, as we were doing the thing with the red light when we were pressing the brakes. So I will create the two functions. So basically, let me explain. So what I will do, I will just create the two functions. One is for the activate and one is for the deactivate. When I will press the handbrakes, like we have four wheels, I will just activate for these two. And when I will press the back button, so it affects these four wheels. So I will just activate these four. For deactivate, I will just deactivate all because it won't do any harm. As if any component is already deactivated, it won't harm them. So I will just create do these two functions. For wheel trail activate, and deactivate. Okay, so wide activate trails and wide deactivate trails. One more thing. So here I will just put a variable called is handbrake. Why I'm putting that? So I can get to know whether I'm applying the brakes for the if it is handbrake or not. Okay. So I will just alt enter, generate definition, finish. You can also just copy them and you can create the definition. So under the okay, so first thing first, I will just copy the four names and I will put them in the uh, deactivate. Okay, it just yep, yep. Okay, so I will just deactivate them. Deactivate. Okay, it's deactivate. I'll do the same for the rest of them. Okay, so we have activated this. I will make the same thing in the activate area. I will just activate. So first thing is that okay, yep. So see, these are the rear wheels, like the behind one. So when if I will press the handbrake or if I will press the reverse key, these two will always affect. So I will just turning on as default if this function is created. But for the front side, if it is not the handbrake, so if not is handbrake, just return. What I'm doing here, I'm just checking if it is the handbrake or not. If it is the handbrake, I just want to turn on these two. I don't want to touch the front wheel, right? So I'm just doing it. And now when I want to activate this and deactivate this, when I'm applying the handbrake, right? So I will just go to the handbrake here, the brake 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 pressed. Sorry for my bad English. Here activate trails and yes, true. And I will just deactivate it as I will release the brake key. So this is the first thing. Now the second thing is I want to apply the brakes when I'm pressing the back key because it affects the four tires. Four, this is crazy. So I will just go to the move back and I will check for the values. If first thing, if the value is greater than 0, so I am pressing the reverse key, right? So and so I'm just, if it is greater than value and if the value, like, then I'm pressing the back button, so I will just activate them, activate the trails if they are already not activated, right? So first thing, So I want to activate them if they are already not placed. So what I will do, I will just check for the front one. I will just check any of them below. Okay, so if uh okay, okay, is activated. This is the function, I guess. No, it is active. Is active. Is active. I don't know why it is giving error. That is why the intelligence system is not working. Okay, so is active. So if it is greater than 0, and if it is not active, then activate it. Okay, and else. So if the value is to 0 and the this is already in place and this is active, so I will just turn it off, deactivate it. Okay, so I'm not writing one more condition, so you can just pause the video and think about it, and I will add it at the end of this tutorial. Okay, so I will just control shift B to compile my code. You can still like pause the video and think which condition I'm not uh, covering here. So it is a task. Okay, this is success. Perfect. So go back to our code, just click car skeleton, just click save. We do have everything in place. Cross everything. We do have these 4 trails. Yes, just choose the correct the wheel trails and compile and save. Let's test this out if it is working. uh, I'm pressing the space bar, but it is not working. Okay, so we are doing something wrong. Okay, I checked the condition and everything looks fine, but it did something wrong. See, when I'm pressing the space bar and when I'm the handbrake, it is not working. But when I will click the back button, see skid marks is there. So I do have to check something. So first thing which I did wrong is the activate thread. I want to like activate this if it is not the handbrake. If it is handbrake, so I will just return. See, if it is handbrake, just return, don't go for it. Okay, so this is the first thing. And so for back it is working fine, but for the handbrake it is not working. So let's test it for that one. If this issue resolves, applying activate these two for the rear. Yep. Okay, so so build succeed. Let's play. Right space bar. Now it is working. See, we do have skids, so just roll it out. Perfect. And when like, I will press the reverse button, so I will test it too. If it is working fine. I don't know why my sound is not working. See, the 4 skid mark is there. Okay, so this was the today's tutorial. Let me use my car so we can intend it like properly. So I will just rotate it and for the back button. See, we do have those 4 skid marks. We do have. Okay, so this was the today's tutorial. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and please make it subscribe. So, okay, take care. Yes, for that statement which I have made before, if you look at carefully, I will just press reverse it, my god. So these skid marks are there. if which is not correct. So how will you resolve it? Let me give you an hint. If you want, uh, I will resolve it. I can resolve it obviously, but you have this mask. This is nice. So what you need to do, you have to put one more condition. If your speed is greater than zero, like the engine speed is greater than zero, then you want to do this, or else you don't want to do this. Like if let me get the component, the get vehicle movement component, the speed, get forward speed, yes, is greater than zero, is less than zero, sorry, then just return. I don't want any of this. Yep, when I'm just moving backward, so just Control Shift B, and this issue should resolve. Anyone who have guessed it correctly, like, it is thumbs up. Okay, so I've just compiled my code, and let's check if it is working fine. Pressing my reverse. Okay, it is still there. Yep. So the thing is, if you will put zero, and it actually the engine is always rotating. So the theoretically it should be always zero when it is standing, but it is never zero. So I just play with some values, and you can just put the greater than 10, and it will work for you. I just like 20 is good, because you won't see much difference if vehicle is moving or not. So I'm just checking if it is less than 20. If it is less than 20, then just return it. Or yep, if it is less than 20. So if you want, if I just compile the code, yep, for this which I'm getting, it's starting, I just select whole, and I will just turn off the auto activate. Compile and save, and let's check. Now everything is working, and let's press brake. See, now it is working. I'm walking straight. Now the next thing is just press space, press way back. See, it is not working. It's, yep, it is all working fine. Go straight. Yep. So we do have those skid marks. So this was the today's tutorial. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. If you have any request for me, then you can put it in the description. Sorry, the comment.